That is at the Stardom Comedy Club for Toys for Tots. We'll talk more about that. In the meantime, we have with us now Keith Rogers. He is with, what is it, Help Portrait Birmingham?
Help Portrait Birmingham, yes.
All right. Tell me about it. What do you got going on?
So last year, we had our first inaugural event where...
Wait, was it the first inaugural event? You know, usually when you say it's an inaugural event...
It's an inaugural
It's the first one.
Right.
Okay.
Correction. We had the inaugural event.
So this would be the second inaugural event, is what you've got going on.
Yeah,
it doesn't work that way. Never mind. All right.
So last year we
it was the first annual event.
First annual.
That's what we're going with.
Go. And the whole point of Help Portrait is it's an opportunity for photographers, makeup artists, hairdressers to get together and give back to the community, to people that don't otherwise have access to professional photography or who have a need for it but not the means to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And they get together, and it's really simple. We take a picture and then we give a picture.
Mm-hmm.
So we deliver the prints to the folks. And last year we had about 20 volunteers. We had over 50 people. Ended up having over 120 finished photos for over 300 prints.
Mm-hmm.
It was a huge success, and we're looking to do it again this year.
All right.
Hopefully bigger and better.
This is for people who, and you know, around this time of year, so many people, they get together to get their pictures taken for Christmas cards or whatever. They go, this will be the family portrait. This is the one we're going to hang over this sofa. This is the one we're going to put on the wall. Dad's going to have at his office or whatever. But it ain't cheap. I mean, to go get a good picture taken and then get the prints and whatnot, not inexpensive. So in these troubled times, when our economy is really on the skids, you know, to come up with the kind of money to make that happen, that's especially for some of the folks that are a little less fortunate, right?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, it can easily run several $100s to do that for a family, and we're looking to do it for families that don't have the means to do that.
I think that's great. That's fantastic. Where do we go? What do we sign? How do we sign up? What do we do?
This year, we're partnering with the YWCA in downtown. It's at 309 23rd Street North in downtown Birmingham, and they have generously donated of their space and volunteers' time to help us out. And we are actively looking for people who can do hair and makeup. We've got photography pretty much covered, but if anybody wanted to do hair and makeup, we can be found on Facebook at Help Portrait Birmingham. And we'd love to have some volunteers. Other than that, we've had awesome success with catering from Chef Bob. Jax is going to help us out with food. Cahaba Brewing held a fundraiser for us that was wildly successful.
Nice.
We were able to raise some money. And
got to pay for that photography paper. You know, that stuff ain't cheap.
Yeah, the prints. Cameras Brookwood's helping us out on the expense of printing this
year. Good guys.
And so it's everything's coming together. So this is the last final push, but it's going to be this Saturday, December the 7th, and it's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the YWCA.
You get done just in time before the SEC championship game, which will be airing here on 1070 WAPI and 100.5 ESPN Jocks 2. Just get a little plug in for that while we're at it. Okay. So, yeah, we used to take the family picture. Now, my dad was a photographer, not professionally, but just as an amateur. And he would always pile us together in, some terrible Christmas sweater, something like that. Sometimes it was outside. And it was always the most staid, sorry-looking, hey, here we are, the Dixons at home. Don't we look happy? And then we'd turn that into a Christmas picture, which is funny. It was always the four kids. The mom and dad never somehow managed to make it into the picture. Dad was taking the picture, and mom was, well, without dad, what's the point, right?
Yep.
Doesn't make any sense. Well, here's a chance for the whole family to actually get together.
Absolutely. Yeah. We have the same problem in my family. I'm not in any of the pictures.
Of course you're not, because you're the guy taking the pictures. That's as it should be. You are a professional photographer by trade.
Not by trade, by hobby.
By hobby.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, that's not bad. But to me, the candid shots are the ones that really work the best, I mean, if you ever really need to know how bad family pictures can be, I know you've seen the website awkwardfamilyphotos.com.
I own the book.
Oh, my gosh. It is an amazing array of bad choices made in photographer studios.
Spectacular.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. And you have to realize, at some point, everybody wanted these pictures taken. They showed up dressed for that. When it comes to the professional ones, there are also some that are taken, just around the house and whatnot that are truly awful. But great fun. When I was a kid, my friend Jerry had in his house a picture of his entire family that was so far off center, it was just not to be believed. It's like there's this picture, and it hung over the sofa, right? And everybody was so far to the left, and then there was all this blank space in the right. It's almost like there were an extra two people there that got airbrushed out, And at the same, there was another one upstairs in the hallway. Same picture, 8x10 version, hanging in the hallway. So it's like, this wasn't an accident. This one, what the hell is this? So one day I finally asked him, Jerry, what happened here? He said, well, the photographer just was way off, and so we got it for free.
I think I might have paid for the good one.
I know. I'm looking at that and I'm going, you got to be kidding me. I said, were they all off? I mean, I know enough that you take, he goes, yeah, I think we only did like three. They only took like three pictures, because it was a hurry, and I think it was like a Sears thing or, not to pick on Sears, but any of these, $10 for the sitting portrait places. And he said, yeah, we only took three, and every one of them was off by that much. So we took the best one, and they gave it to us for free. And because it was free, I'm thinking, you must answer this question all the time, though. What's up with your picture? Could you not have, pasted a couple of other people in, or what? What's the worst picture you've ever taken?
The worst picture I've ever taken?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Come on, there's got to be one or two. Everybody's taking a bad one.
Oh.
I put him on the spot.
Oh, you did. Yeah. You did. It's a great question. I've had lots of people ask me what the best picture I've ever taken was.
Oh, that's easy. Anyone can take a good picture.
I took headshots of the Birmingham Southern dance department when I was in school there.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I'd ever done headshots, and the lighting was spectacularly terrible.
Oh my gosh.
To the point that to make them print ready, it took hours and hours and hours in Photoshop, which I was able to pull out, but the raw files were truly awful.
Oh my gosh.
So it's definitely the worst that needed to be good.
Yeah.
It must have been good. It took me ages to fix it.
Yeah, when I was working for the school newspaper as a photographer, a gig that lasted exactly 2 weeks, I took some truly bad pictures under bad lighting conditions and whatnot. We ended up having to take a picture of every single member of the homecoming court. Those women were about to murder me. They were furious. I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. What do you want from me? I'm like, I'm 14 years old. Come on.
Well, and I'll tell you the lesson I learned from that was that when a girl tells you, oh, this is one of the best pictures I've ever had taken of me, the thing that you don't say is, yeah, you'll never believe how long it took me to get it to look that good.
Oh, geez. You didn't. You didn't.
Lessons learned.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, you have a family at least, so obviously it worked out. Not with her, but nonetheless. Okay, give us that location and time again.
Location, it's 309 23rd Street North. That's the YWCA in downtown Birmingham, and we're going to be there from 10 to 2 on Saturday the 7th.
And if somebody is looking to sign up and help out with hair, makeup, and that sort of thing, they find you on Facebook, do they?
Yep. If you search Help Portrait Birmingham on Facebook, should find our group, and you can join up, and we will gladly give you something to do.
You can't have enough of these things. You really can't have enough of these portraits laying around the house, because they are that moment in time that you're able to look back on and say, oh, I remember that was the Christmas, that whatever, whatever was going on at that particular time. That was the year that we fill in the blank. And if you get one, I realize now why my dad insisted on having one almost every year. I was more of an every other year guy with my family, that we would do something. Didn't happen as often as every year because I just thought it was overdoing it. Now I look back and I say, geez, every 6 months isn't too often, You want to capture, especially when you got a kid, because they go so fast.
Oh, I look at pictures of my daughter from 6 months ago, and it's...
completely different.
Totally different.
You begin to understand those people that take a picture every day or 4 pictures a day of their child and then turn them into YouTube videos with Stevie Wonder's Isn't She Lovely playing behind them. You're like, this is 6 minutes too long, but I get the picture. I see what it is you're doing here. I understand why you did what you did. I get it. Anyway, Keith Rogers, thanks very much for coming in. Help Portrait Birmingham on Facebook is the place to go. You'll find out more information about it. We'll take a quick